Just off Lakeshore Drive, nestled next to Lake Michigan. That's where you find historic Soldier Field in the great city of Chicago, Illinois. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Houston Texans. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
A 6-yard.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still ended up with a solid game.
And they worked this well upfield across the 45.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Whitney Merciless, showing no mercy, flies in for the sack. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Now Cobb to return. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
At their own 19-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a 1st down. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's complete. It's Damian Williams. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Kevin Pierre-Louis.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Bears. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
The first carry now. This is Williams. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Midfield.
They'll try the counter here. Cohen. And he's going to be close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 39. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
That's a very nice game there. Confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he finds his tight end, Graham.
The pass.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Shaq Lawson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
55-yard attempt.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 45. He'll start things with a handoff to Lindsey. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run. Here's Lindsey. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at about the Bears' 24. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
An 8-yard pickup. 1st down, Houston.
On 1st down, Watson. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie, Jalen Johnson. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily. I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again? And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
And this one's incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin, and it's 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, they certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. On 1st and 10, Watson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
7-yard line.
They'll run with Lindsey. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Randall Cobb. His first touchdown on the year. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead.
The score, Texans 7, Bears nothing.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
2nd and 13. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Shaq Lawson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
15-yard line.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings,
now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. There he goes, right side. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5. So not only do they get the fumble recovery on the punt, but now look at this field position. He almost took it the distance.
And the ability to not just make the play, but turn it into something big, that's what coaches harp on all the time. How do we create big plays that'll change the game? And that may have been one that just did.
No gain on the play.
On play action, they'll throw. On the move to his right. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Shaq Lawson in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
3rd and goal.
Two minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. You got nothing today. You got nothing. 58.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Flush to his right. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Jimmy Graham, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. The Texans have got it. And he gets it back near midfield, but the dream ends there. He doesn't take it all the way back for 2. And the extra point attempt snuffed out.
We have seen some exciting returns of blocked extra points. This one doesn't quite get into that level, but there had to be an anxious moment after it was blocked, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think sometimes they still forget on both sides when that block comes on a PAT that you can return it for 2. He got it across midfield there, just not close to the end zone.
Yeah, you noted that moment of hesitancy, didn't you? You know, his block's like, oh, yeah, that's right, it can return, and which means...
It got his man complete. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line.
Jordan Aiken.
A huge play there for Houston. 52 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Out of the gun, Watson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Here's Lindsey. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And that one falls incomplete. Try to dump it underneath. Now 2nd down.
At the 30-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's get off the field, D. 58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike. All right, D, let's go. Mike, 58, right there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs... He's got a man complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
The kick is good.
I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that, man. One play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down.
Second and 10. At the 40.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Out of the gun now on third down. And he fires one, but incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return.
And out will come the offense as they take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
You know, he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
And that will be incomplete.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides, and there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
It's 4th down.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bears take over.
At their own 42-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm?
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
24 yards.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
On first down, it's Watson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. He's going to let this one go deep. It's caught at the 10. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big pickup of 38. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Ingram going to get it on the option. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Lindsey. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action, throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Johnson, it's poke free. Football's out. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
After the interception, here's Watson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. But it'll be 2nd down.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Jordan Akins with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6.
Texans 21.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and if we kept having a rough patch.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Whitney Merciless picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
At the 41-yard line.
Now a first down throw, Watson. The Conley's got it over the middle. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Houston.
Complete to number
Deshaun
17.
Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Texans turn that interception into a touchdown.
The kick is good.
And he knocks it through.
Makes the score Texans 28, Bears 6.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off right around the 43. And the return will stop right around the 25. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Watson on first down. This is caught. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Bears 6.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Phillip Lindsay, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Makes the
Extra
score
point by
Texans
Fairbairn, up and
35.
good. And that'll
Bears
push the
6.
lead up to 29 now.
Kaimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. This is Cohen. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Here's David Montgomery, 2nd-year man from Iowa State. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd.
38-yard line, 2nd and 11.
38-yard line.
They run. This is Cohen. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Brandon Dunn in on the stop.
Gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Texans' 23-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And now here is another interception. Desmond King picks it. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Houston. Philip Lindsay, 95 yards. And the Texans add on. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play.
They try again with Cohen. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Tariq Cohen.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards.
And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start on the grab with Lindsay. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. The tackle by Robert Quinn. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Texans, 1st down.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10.
And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
Brings up 3rd down.
After the run, Watson going to throw. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And this is taken in at the 5. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Being chased out left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Samson Abukum able to record his 5th sack of the season. This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that